This little hips and hamstrings flow is a great add-on to any of the other classes that you've just done on the Alo Yoga YouTube channel, whether it's my 30-minute or 45-minute flow. I won't be warming you into these postures, so it would be good if you are a little warm, but if you're not warm, please just listen to your body and don't push it into anything that doesn't feel good. So let's go ahead and we're going to start just seated. And we're going to flow between plow and forward fold. So you're going to lift through the chest, sitting up as tall as you can. And you're going to bring your knees into your chest, lie down on your back, and your legs are going to come over your head as you exhale. And let's inhale all the way up. And exhale, fold. So you don't have to do a deep fold. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. So I think with anything that you do, having a strong foundation is really important. And being able to build those building blocks of your practice really starts from fundamental things like forward folds and hip openers. The more that I practice yoga, the more that my practice actually comes back to forward folds and any action that involves the hips. Since I've been working on my forward folds and my splits, my inversions have completely changed. So I'm going to take you through a lot of the tips that I use in my own practice that have really been a game changer and really influenced a lot of different aspects of my practice. I think the more that I do dive into this practice, the more I realize that everything is connected. So everything is there for a reason, and there's no pose that should be prioritized over the other because they all serve a purpose. And it just depends on your body and how you're feeling on that day. So some days I'll need more of this kind of stuff, and other days I'll be doing something different. So just listen to your body and try to give it what it needs every day. So we're going to go ahead and go into a forward fold, and I'm just going to start to outline some of the principles I think are really important for a good forward fold. And this will really translate when you want to start pressing into inversions in headstands, forearm stands, and handstands, and it will really help lengthen the spine for things like back bends. So you're going to come into your forward fold, and we're going to bend the knees just to start. So this connection between the torso and the thighs is really important, and I want you to try and maintain that as much as you can throughout your practice. So the hamstrings are a little stubborn, and you'll feel a little frustrated at the beginning, but you just have to keep stretching, okay? But stretching the right way. So you're going to go ahead and bend the knees, get this connection. And as you start to straighten the knees, you want to still maintain this connection between the upper and the lower body. So you see as I straighten my legs, my torso is still kissing my thighs, and I'm going to melt the chest towards the shins. So just lengthening the crown of my head is reaching towards the floor, and my hips are tilting, okay? So if you can imagine cat and cow, so cow is here, this tilt here, that's what you're looking for in your forward folds. So a really good way to practice that or to bring awareness to that part of the body or the hips is to practice or flow between half forward fold or halfway lift and a forward fold. So we're going to inhale, and that's where you're getting the cow tilt. So you're tilting here. You have a look. So this is rounding through the spine, and this is tilting. Okay, so you can actually grab your hips and play with that. So we're going to inhale, lift. Exhale, try and maintain that tilt, so puffing the chest out and then folding forwards. Okay, so see the difference? So if I just forward fold, like without thinking about it, this is what it's going to look like. So I still have that connection, but I don't have that length. And that's what we're really looking for, is that length throughout the spine. So inhale, just thinking about it, tilting at the hips, and exhale, folding. Look how much longer I am. okay? You'll feel a huge difference in your forward folds, and this is a real game changer for things like splits, and like I said, pressing into inversions. Just gently walk out the legs. Good, so let's flow between. So we're gonna inhale, lift, exhale, fold. Inhale, lift, exhale, fold. Inhale, lift, and just hold it here. So let's work our way into some fun variations. Through every forward fold, I want you to really apply those principles that we just spoke about in each posture that I take you guys through. So this is what most people refer to as being like mindful in your practice. So always thinking about where you're moving your body and why you're moving your body in that way. So we're not just doing things because they're happening by chance. We're doing them intentionally. So you're going to come up. You're going to lift that right leg and just tuck it almost like a flamingo. And you're going to fold. So still trying to keep that length. So as you puff the chest, your spine has no choice but to straighten and to lengthen. So you're going to inhale and exhale. So single leg forward folds are really, really valuable because they isolate each leg. And what that gives you is the opportunity to listen to each side of the body and observe how one side is feeling without the interference of the other side. We're going to go ahead and just step that leg about 2 feet behind. And you can slightly rotate it out to the side. So rather than having it tracking forwards, you're going to twist the heel so that you're sort of at a 45-degree angle. Okay? You're going to lift the chest, so we're in pyramid pose now. And you're going to exhale and you're going to fold. So what I really want you to do is keep the hips facing forward. So sometimes you want to escape the stretch. Keep your hips tracking forwards and then fold. Okay? Try to move around in the pose just to see if you feel like more stretch in one direction than the other. Good. Using your hand, just lift that back leg up and put it back into your forward fold. And let's do the other side. So lift that left leg up and just tucking it in like a flamingo again. Lift through the chest, and then you're going to exhale, fold. Good. When you're ready, just step that leg back, hips squared off to the front. You're going to inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Good. Bring that leg back, inhale, and exhale back into your forward fold. Walk your hands out in front of you. Your legs are going to come back, so you're going to push back into a downward dog. And inhale into a plank. Lower all the way down. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Bring the knees down onto the mat, just outside of your hip width. We're going to work our way into reclined hero. So we're going to start targeting the front of the hips, okay? So this flow is geared more towards front splits. So we're focusing on the front of the hips, so the hip flexors. And you're going to slowly walk your hands back as much as you want. So you can stay here with me, or you can go ahead and go into the full posture and lie all the way back, okay? Just making sure that there's no pain in the knee. And you're just feeling a nice stretch right down here. Slowly come all the way up. And push back into downward dog. Awesome. Drop your knees down. So we're going to start to work our way into poses like lizard and a lot of different lunges. Again, isolating the right side from the left side, just to observe how each side is feeling. Okay? So you can actually choose to stay in these poses as long as you want. Just for the purpose of this class, I will be moving through them a little faster than normal, but don't feel afraid to just pause, to hold them a little longer, and just feel it out as long as your body needs. So, you're going to bring the right leg forwards into a lunge. Just nice and gentle. We're going to work our way into a hip vinyasa. So I really like doing this one pretty much whenever I can, just because it works into the muscles really nicely. So you're going to inhale, lengthening through the chest. You probably heard me say that a lot today. And you're going to exhale into your half split, still keeping that length. And inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do one more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Inhale forwards. So we're going to work our way into lizard. Tuck the back toes underneath and slowly edge that knee back. Okay, if you're getting knee pain, just place like a cushion or a blanket underneath the knee, or you can come up off of the knee completely. So the hands are going to come inside, and a lot of people, when they're feeling a huge stretch in the hips, they'll retreat away from the pose by rounding through the spine. What that does, so when you're rounding through the spine, it releases the stretch throughout the hips, which we don't want to do. So if you feel like you're doing that, just take it back a notch and go to a place where you can be lifting through the chest and not compensating somewhere. So if you're okay here, just go ahead and just stay there. If you need a little bit more of a stretch, we're going to go ahead and walk the hands down so you're on the forearms. And you can open at the hip or rotate onto the side of your foot. Okay? So if you're feeling like you're struggling and you're all the way over here, go ahead and just come back onto your hands. If this is okay and you're feeling like you're lengthening through the spine, you can stay here. Just breathing. Good. Come all the way up. And you're going to twist over into a wide-legged forward fold for just a second, and then into lizard on the left side. So we're on lizard on the left side. So whatever you did on the right side, you're going to do it on the left side now. So go ahead and take any variation. Forearms on the mat, lifting through the chest, okay? This side definitely feels easier for me. I feel that there's a lot more space in the posture than on the other side. Good. And come up all the way. You're going to come into a wide-legged forward fold for just a second and switch. Good. So bring that knee down. And what we're going to do is bring the back leg up. So a lot of people, when they bring the back leg up, they pull away from the hip because it's intense again. So what I want you to do is get that angle of the hip. So you see I'm pushing the hip towards the floor. I'm maintaining that. And then I'm going to lift the back leg up. Okay? So don't pull away from the stretch. Really lean into it. I'd rather you be here than here. Okay? You see the difference? So you really want to push into the hip and open it. Good. And release. Just flow backwards and forwards a few times. So inhaling as you lift. Exhaling back. Inhale. And exhale. Come forwards. Go all the way into a wide-legged fold. And switch. Good. So again, really emphasizing that hip pushing towards the mat. You're going to lift the back leg up, lifting through the chest. And breathing. and release. Just pull back and forwards. Just a few times. One more. Good. Let's come over to the front of the mat. Step into a forward fold. Inhale. And exhale. Just come into a seated position when you're ready. So those are some of my favorite stretches for the hips and the hamstrings. I definitely don't go a day without doing a forward fold or a lunge. You can make these poses as hard as you want or as easy as you want, just depending on how your body is feeling. If you need to hold the stretch for 20 seconds, 2 minutes, whatever you want, there's literally no right or wrong on how long to hold a pose for. And because your body is different every day, your practice will be different every day. So I really encourage you to listen to your body, observe how it's feeling, and then tailor your practice for your body. So from all of these poses that I've taken you through now, just explaining the principles behind them, I hope that you can take them into your own practice at home and apply them to the poses that you're practicing, and really tap into a deeper awareness of what you're doing and how you're moving your body, because these tiny adjustments make a huge difference in some of the most basic postures. And it's the most basic postures that can offer us the most strength in our practice, especially as you start to practice more advanced poses.